Did you know that 80% of men actually like women with red hair? I've just made that up. If you believe that, you'll believe in anything. Hello, welcome back to my channel. These days I've noticed that people are a lot more exposed to numbers, okay, especially with the virus and all. So I thought that this was a good opportunity for us to discuss about statistics. We're all familiar with statistics, from marketing to research articles. It's often used to validate an argument. Or does it? Case in point. Let's say country A has 100,000 positive cases with 500 deaths, while country B has the same number of positive cases but 1,000 deaths. One might come to the conclusion that country B is worse than country A, if your definition of worse is the number of deaths. If that is your definition, then your conclusion is true. Other people, however, might have different definitions of worst. Perhaps the virus hit country B first. That's why more people died in country B compared to country A. So for these people, worst is not just limited to the number of deaths. Instead, they define worst as the total number of deaths over the duration between the first reported case in the country and today. It's not that confusing. Let's say that it's been 5 days since country A had the virus, and it's been 20 days for country B. Put it in the formula that we have, and it turns out country A has 100 deaths per day compared to country B, which only has 50. So if that is how you define worse, then country B is doing a lot more better than country A, even though more people died in country B. Some people might measure worse by the percentage of the population that was killed by the virus. Let's say that country A has a population of 20 million, while country B has a population of 100 million. Based on the number of deaths, the virus was a lot more fatal in country A at 0.0025%, while in country B it was at 0.001%. Despite country A having a lower death toll. As you can see, statistics is not absolute. How you interpret data depends on how you perceive data. The fact is that country B has more deaths compared to country A. This is proven by the death count. But to say that country B is worse than country A, well, that's not factual for people who don't agree with your definition of worst. The point is, data is absolute, but how you choose to communicate the data, now that can be manipulated. Case in point. Here we got a tweet that says coronavirus got a 97% survival rate and the whole country panicking. From this tweet we can identify 3 things. Number 1, there's a virus. Number 2, the survival rate is at 97%. Number 3, his whole country is panicking. If we look at the first statement, there's a virus, then that's a fact, there is a virus and it's widespread. Second statement is also true given that we agree with how survival rate is being defined. Last statement. Now that's an opinion because there's no way that he has asked everyone in his country whether they are panicking or not. But if we take into account of the context, DJ Jiga here is saying that the public should not panic because of the survival rate that he interpreted as being quite high. Based on his tweet, people should not panic over a virus with a 97% survival rate and above. And then we have a reply from Mr. Gray. If I gave you 100 Skittles and I told you 3 of them could kill you, I'm sure you would avoid the fucking Skittles. Both parties agree that the survival rate is at 97%, but how they chose to interpret the data, now that is a matter of opinion. For DJ Jigga, it's not a cause for panic, but for Mr. Dre, it's enough reason for him to take precautions. We can say that DJ Jigga sees this, the survival rate. But for Mr. Dre, he sees this, the death rate. I hope that wasn't too technical. Take this troubling time to differentiate between facts and opinions. It's sad that some people treat perception as reality and truth as falsehood, but that is one of the many limitations of human language. We don't have a biological mechanism that differentiates between truth and opinion. Even if I begin my sentence with, it is true that ... there's still no way for you to know that it's true unless you have evidence that meets your standards. It's up to you and all of us to seek our own truth. And always remember to sharpen your skill to detect bullshit. That's all for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please share, leave a like, subscribe, and remember to follow me on Instagram. Okay, until next time, just take care of yourself and bye. Another thing that you need to clock is when you see percentage and the word increase or decrease. For example, there's an 18% increase of getting cancer if you eat processed meat. That seems high and alarming. But if the cancer rate from eating red meat is at 0.02%, then an 18% increase is 0.0236%. That's barely a difference. So remember, don't treat relative values as absolutes.